Thanks, Billy. The Polar Express. On Christmas Eve, many years ago, I lay quietly in my bed. I did not rustle the sheets. I breathed slowly and silently. I was listening for a sound a friend of mine had told me that I'd never hear, the ringing bells of Santa's sleigh. There is no Santa, my friend had insisted, but I knew he was wrong. Late that night, I did hear sounds, though not of ringing bells. I heard the sounds of hissing steam and squeaking metal. I looked outside my door, and there was a train standing perfectly still. It was wrapped in an apron of steam. Snowflakes fell lightly all around it. A conductor stood at the open door of one of the cars. He took a large pocket watch from his vest, then looked up at my window. I put on my slippers and robe and tiptoed down the stairs. "All aboard!" the conductor called out. I ran up to him. "Well," he said, "are you coming?" "Where?" I asked. "Why, to the North Pole, of course. This is the Polar Express." The train was filled with other children, all in their pajamas and nightgowns. We sang Christmas carols and ate candies with nougat centers as white as snow. We drank hot cocoa as thick and rich as melted chocolate bars. Outside, the lights of towns and villages flickered in the distance as the Polar Express raced northward. Soon there were no more lights to be seen. We traveled through cold, dark forest, where lean wolves roamed and white-tailed rabbits hid from our train as it thundered through the quiet wilderness. We climbed mountains so high it seemed as if we would scrape the moon, but the Polar Express never slowed down. Faster and faster we ran along, rolling over peaks and through valleys, like a car on a roller coaster. The mountains turned into hills, the hills to snow-covered plains. We crossed a barren desert of ice, the great polar ice cap. Lights appeared in the distance. I could see the Georgia Dome. Said the conductor, lies the North Pole. The North Pole. It was a huge city, standing alone at the top of the world, filled with factories where every Christmas toy was made. At first, we saw no elves. They were gathering at the center of the city, the conductor told us. That is where Santa will give the first gift of Christmas. And who receives the first gift, we all asked. Santa looked at us and said, "He will choose one of you." "Look," shouted the children, "the elves." Outside we saw hundreds of them as our train drew closer to the center of the North Pole. So we slowed to a crawl, so crowded were the streets with Santa's helpers. When the Polar Express could go no farther, we stopped, and the conductor led us outside. We pressed through the crowd to the edge of a large open circle. In front of us stood Santa's sleigh. The reindeer were excited. They pranced and paced, ringing the silver sleigh bells that hung from their harnesses. It was a magical sound, like nothing I'd ever heard before. Across the circle, the elves moved apart. Santa Claus appeared. They cheered wildly. He marched over to us and, pointing to me, said, "Let's have this fellow here." He jumped into his sleigh. The conductor handed me up. I sat on his knee, and then Santa asked, "Now, what would you like for Christmas?" I knew that I could have any gift that I could imagine. But what I wanted more than anything else was not inside Santa's giant bag. What I wanted more than anything was one silver bell from the reindeer's harness. When I asked, Santa smiled. He asked an elf to cut a bell from the harness. He held the bell high in his hand, and he called out, "The first gift of Christmas." A clock struck midnight as the elves roared their approval. Santa handed the bell to me, and I put it in my bathrobe pocket. The conductor helped me down from the sleigh. Santa shouted out the reindeers' names and cracked his whip. His team charged forward and climbed into the air. Santa circled once above us, then disappeared into the cold, dark, polar sky. As soon as we were back inside the Polar Express, the other children asked to see the bell. I reached into my pocket, but the only thing I felt was a hole. I had lost the silver bell from Santa Claus's sleigh. "Let's hurry outside and look for it," some of the children said. But the train gave a sudden lurch and moved forward. We were on our way home. It broke my heart to lose the bell. When the train reached my house, I sadly left the other children. I stood at my doorway and waved goodbye. The conductor said something for the moving train, but I couldn't hear him. "What?" I called out. He cupped his hands around his mouth. "Merry Christmas," he called out. The Polar Express let out a loud blast from its whistle and sped away. On Christmas morning, my little sister Sarah and I unwrapped all of our presents. When it looked as if everything had been unwrapped, Sarah found one last small box from behind the tree. It had my name on it. Inside was the silver bell, and there was a note. "I found this on the seat of my sleigh, and by the way, fix that hole in your pocket." It was signed, Mr. C. I shook the bell. It made the most beautiful sound my sister Sarah and I had ever heard. But my mother said, "Oh, that's too bad." "Yes," said my father, "it's broken." When I'd shaken the bell, my parents had not heard a sound. At one time, most of my friends could hear the bell, but as years passed, it fell silent for all of them. Even Sarah found one Christmas that she could no longer hear its sweet sound. Though I've grown old, the bell still rings for me, as it does for all who truly believe. tree. On the 11th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. 5 golden rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer. On the 12th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me.
I made it out of clay. Man, it's dry.
Jake, we did this last year, buddy. It's Christmas. Christmas. 12 days. Chris. It's Christmas.
I'm just gonna. It's not the right ball.
On the 12th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me. Do 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 do.